Before we get into today's video, I've got 3 things for you. Number 1, if you want to get a notification whenever we post a new video, make sure you ring that bell. Number 2, there's a TCG Player affiliate link in the show notes. After clicking that link, every purchase you make on tcgplayer.com helps support this channel. Number 3, you'll also find a link to our Patreon where you can support us directly. And now, kick back and enjoy the show.
What's up, Spikes? We are back. We are playing a little more competitive game today. It's not like right at the very tippy top end of the format, but it is fairly up there. So I'm starting us off in turn order today. I'm Jim. I'm playing Bears and Cars. This is my stacks deck. It's maybe not the best stacks deck in the world, but oh boy, does it run vehicles. The idea is we're playing Hate Bears. Things like Spirit of the Labyrinth, Aethersworn Canonist, that kind of thing. We toss them in the Smuggler's Copter, we toss them in Sky Sovereign console flagship, and hopefully get in for damage without risking them in combat.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name's Alex. I'm going to be playing Tymna and Crom, specifically Opus Thief, which, if you know anything about it, is a wheels deck. And so some of those examples of wheels are probably right on Jim's face right now. Thanks, Elliot. And what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try to empty out all their hands while filling my own, and eventually go for a Thassa's Oracle win or a Labman win, and just hope to get that taken care of.
Cool. Hi guys, I'm Madison. Today I'll be playing Derevi Imperial Tactician. My deck is a stacks build. I've been really excited to play this on camera. I think this is the first episode that's going to air my Derevi deck. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's a special combo in there. We'll see if I get to pull it off today.
Oh, she's got some secrets.
Secret tech.
And I'm Elliot. I'm going last in turn order, as usual. And I'm playing Animar Soul of Elements again today. Just had some fun, but not enough fun, you know? Didn't do quite what I wanted it to, so here, putting our foot on the gas one more time. Imperial Recruiter, Kiri Ona, Ancestral Statue, Walking Ballista.
Nice. Okay, I am starting us off in turn order. Let's get it going. I'm going to play an Ancient Den and pass the turn.
Okay.
So old.
I'm going to draw for turn. And first things first, we're going to drop an Underground Sea. And just for funsies, I would like to Git Probe, paying Phyrexian for it, so go to 38. And I would like to look at Elliot's hand.
Ooh.
Ooh.
A good choice, if I do say so myself.
That's a spicy meatball.
It's it'll do a thing.
It will indeed. We'll go ahead and draw a card from Gitaxian Probe. After that, we'll play a Chrome Mox.
Uh-oh.
Imprinting Wear Tear.
Just dumping your whole head?
Not the whole thing, but like a lot. And then we will
Good turn
play a Talisman of Progress. Yikes.
Yep.
Un petit peu. And then we're going to go ahead and pass.
All right.
Can't believe Alex made it through imprinting a Wear Tear on Chrome Mox, and none of us said anything.
Play an Arid Mesa for the turn. I'm going to pay 1 life and crack this and go to 39. Okay, and off my Arid Mesa, I'm going to get a Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to cast Birds of Paradise and end my turn.
Everybody's doing some stuff. I'm also going to do some stuff, though, so I guess I can't really complain. I'm going to play an Arid Mesa, and I'm going to crack it. Going to 39.
Are you going to get a Savannah?
I'm going to get a Taiga.
That's not a Taiga.
Does this look familiar?
It does.
I'm going to put this Utopia Sprawl on my Taiga and name Blue to make it a Tri-land.
A Triome.
Isn't that neat? I'm going to pass the turn.
Yep.
That's neat.
On your end step, I'm going to cast
You better keep that in there.
Enlightened Tutor.
Yeah.
Good.
Response.
Gonna get this Mana Crypt, put it on top of my library, and then I'll untap and draw this card that you don't know about.
I wonder what card he drew.
We'll never know.
I've got a big read on Mana Crypt for some reason.
Oh, write that down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play a Plains for my turn, and a Mana Crypt.
Prophecy.
My sus was correct.
Then I'm going to, with 1 mana floating, cast Luminarch Ascension.
Ooh.
And then with that 1 mana floating, as well as the mana from my Ancient Den, I'm going to cast Thorn of Amethyst.
Wow.
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
I like where this is going.
I don't.
All right. Well, that makes this vastly more complicated. What are we going to do? Turns out tax effects are pretty good in Commander. Who knew?
Well, Thorn is non-creature, if that helps you.
It doesn't.
Probably
It,
doesn't.
it really doesn't, is the issue. However, I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, that's correct. Excellent.
Yeah, Timna be a creature.
Yeah, we're going to cast Timna the Weaver for our turn.
Good old Weavy Tim.
Weavy Tim. All right, that's
Okay.
the turn.
Draw a card.
Oh, yeah. Counter on Luminarch Ascension
you
on Alex's
cheater.
end step.
That's the only time I'm going to remind you.
That seems fair.
I'm gonna take 2 off my Hallowed Mountain, go to 37. Because it costs extra to do all the things that I want to do.
Look at these people trying to play non-creature spells.
I know.
Amateur hour.
I'm gonna cast a 2 mana Soul Ring. And then I'm gonna spend 3 mana, this is gonna tap for white, and cast a Bryn Wingmare.
Oh, also non-creature.
Right. And then I'm gonna pass.
Trigger.
Thanks. Okay. I'm going to untap and draw. I'm going to shock myself for this breeding pool, going to 37. And then adding a red and a blue with the Utopia Sprawl Taiga, and a green from this breeding pool. Animar, he who does not pay taxes.
Yeah.
Donald, maybe not. Pass the turn.
Okay. Trigger. Luminarch Ascension online. I will draw a card.
Man.
Oh, yeah, Mana Crypt.
That one I will remind you about every time.
Spikes damage.
Please.
No damage.
Or the cheaty flip.
It flipped. It flipped.
I'm going to play this Godless Shrine. Give myself some nice access to black mana.
Untapped.
Hang on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bryn Wingmare is also non-creatures.
Mm-hmm. Can you remind me what your Luminarch Ascension is?
Yeah, I can pay 1 and a white to put a 4/4 white angel token into play.
Once it has 4.
With flying.
Okay.
Once it has
And
3.
how's it getting countered?
It's 4.
Oh, it is 4.
When somebody has a creature spell?
It's when at the end of each of my opponent's end step, or at the beginning of each of the opponent's end step, if I haven't lost life this
Okay,
turn.
Gotcha.
It's going to come into play tapped.
Okay.
So you're going to stay at 40.
Yeah, I will stay at 40. No. I'm going to go to 38. It'll come into play untapped, and I will float a mana and cast Timna.
We
I'm just going to pass the turn.
Okie dokie. Untap. Draw.
been playing a blocker is not great for us.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it, I think is the correct interpretation. Play the City of Brass.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we'll just do that. We'll tap 4. Nope, that's the wrong math. It'd have to be 5, wouldn't it? Wow, tax effects are really good in Commander. Who knew? All right. Instead, we'll play 4 for this Grim Monolith. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
That.
Mhm.
And then we'll see if Jim really wants that last counter.
Block.
Sounds good.
The trade,
So
I'll gain
you
2.
are taking one off of the city, but then gaining 2 because Timna has lifeline.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
and
39 for Alex, 40
I'm
for
at 40, yeah.
Jim.
And
Done?
yeah,
Trigger.
Unfortunate.
Taps.
did my best.
A valiant effort.
Yeah. Same Mana Confluence.
Mhm.
Green, white, and blue, and I will cast Revi.
Trigger.
Revi comes into play. I'm going to untap Birds of Paradise.
Seems good.
What am I gonna do? Shouldn't be asking myself that question so early in this game.
It is what, turn 3?
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life?
What has happened? Attack James for 2.
No blocks.
Okay.
38.
I put my untapped trigger on my Hello Fountain. I'm gonna cast an Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh.
That's can't attack you, right?
Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in my hand can't attack.
Just period?
Period.
Oh no. Alrighty. Untap. Draw for turn.
Mhm.
Hey Maddie,
Yes.
how many cards do you have in your hand?
3.
Disaster. Is it equal to or greater or just greater?
Greater.
Okay, that helps. Windswept Heath. I will crack Windswept Heath. Going to 36. I'm going to get this Tropical Island off of my Windswept Heath. And then...
That's not a tropical island.
Are you amused with yourself?
Yes.
Somebody's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Green for Findhorn Elves.
Ooh.
Trigger Animar.
Yep.
Give them a counter. And then I will pay a green, a single green, for a Destiny Spinner.
Oh, that card's really good.
Trigger Animar.
Oh, that's
Creatures and enchantment spells I control can't be countered. Now, because Maddie has this Ensnaring Bridge, I must move to combat and attack Jim for 3.
You don't have to attack.
I must!
35.
First, I must. 35 for Jim. 3 Animar. Hopefully that keeps happening. Here's a hint. It won't. Add a green. It also adds a blue, but that's not going to matter because I'm going to cast this Priest of Titania.
Mhm.
Trigger Animar. Pass a turn.
Untap. Trigger Mana Crypt. Spike damage.
On Spike. Yeah.
Yes.
Suck it, Jim.
32. Draw a card. I'm just going to pass the turn.
Rude.
1, 2.
What you got up your sleeve?
What do you mean? It's not even up his sleeve. He's just going to make 2 4/4s. I'm
Well,
going
you
to
can't attack with
die.
them, so I don't care.
Yeah, actually, that's...
For
I'm
now.
totally okay with them
Unless
being
you can, like,
blockers for
end
now.
a turn and kill this Ensnaring Bridge, but we'll see.
I guess that is math,
Is
isn't it?
that a tell?
Yeah, the tell basically is I hate doing math. Pay
I meant
5.
the James doing this.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. We'll pay 5 for this heuristic study, just to really add on the tax effects.
For heuristic study.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then we'll pass the turn.
All right. I wish that Ristic study were on this side of the board. That'd be great.
It would also make it easier for us to attack.
Yeah.
True.
All right. I'm going to play this Windswept Heath. And I can't remember what this card costs. So everything costs two more.
Two
right
more
now.
with an optional third.
As long as it's not creatures.
Yeah, creature spells
So it's like,
cost an optional one, but that's it.
so I have to pay all of this mana.
And
Six.
all of this.
Oh,
and take
7.
a damage.
Okay.
Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 6. Right? 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
I count better than you. I'm going to cast a Green Sunset.
Would you like to pay the 1?
I would not like to pay the one.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So you can
So
draw
Alex
a card.
draws a card, and
So
that's Green
X
Suns
equals-
for
3.
3?
3.
And I'm going to hope that you have no response.
I have no effects.
I also have no effects.
I have no effects.
Thank you. Okay, so off my Green Sun Zenith, I'm going to get an Edric, Spy Master of Trust.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
boy.
And then I guess we can go to combat. I can still attack because I have 2 cards in my hand.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
like fully
send
symmetrical? I didn't even think about that.
This to James and Drevi to Alex.
I have responses. I'm
Well,
gonna
you can make a dude.
I'm gonna make 2 angels.
That's fine. I misplayed.
So I'll make 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I will declare no blocks.
Nice.
He wants to keep the tax effect in play.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'll go to 34. Or no, sorry, I'll
Third.
go
You're
to
going to
30.
30.
And then Alex
is
to
at
37.
I just had to build some suspense, you know.
draw 2 cards, 2 Derevi triggers.
Yeah. I don't think it matters what order it goes in, right? This is better for me.
It might matter to you.
It does matter to me. Ooh. Let's untap this and untap this. This is the best one, but I'll untap this. This? I can't decide. All right. Then I'm going to play a Spellseeker.
Oh
3 mana.
boy.
Would you like to pay the 1?
No, you may draw your card.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
At the same time, I'm actually just going to sack this
Sure.
for 1,
Yep.
just to make things a little
Go
bit
to
easier.
35?
35. All right. So off my Windswept Teeth, I'm going to get this tapped Temple Garden, and off of my Spellseeker, I'm going to get a Cyclonic Rift.
Boy.
Oh.
Maddie's got so much mana.
And then I don't think I can do anything else, so I'll pass the turn.
Did you get your untap triggers off the Derevi?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did. I used them to cast a Spellseeker.
Right.
I will untap. How you like them apples? Draw for my turn. Madison,
Hello.
how many cards you got in your hand?
4.
4 is the perfect number.
I know. I'm scared.
It currently is for me as well. Luckily, I suppose. I'm going to just head to combat first things first. I'm going to attack Jim with this 4/4 Animar and Alex with this 2/3 Destiny Spinner.
No more.
Edric's in play.
I get it. I'm just mad.
Yeah, no bumps.
So Jim to 26.
Yep.
And 7
Animar.
7 Animar damage.
And
do you
Alex
have?
35.
35.
I
Okay.
took 2, yeah.
Edric triggers, I will draw 2 cards. I have this Destiny Spinner too. That's kind of spicy.
So it's all uncountable.
Add a single blue because of the Animar. Cast Phantasmal Image,
Oh boy.
which triggers Animar, and I will have it enter as a copy of
My angel
Maddie's Spellseeker.
Sure you don't want an angel?
That's spicy. Do you want to pay the 1?
Oh, the 1.
The 1.
Oh, the 1. I will not pay the 1.
Okay.
Okay. Spellseeker.
No responses.
No responses.
So off of my Phantasmal Imaged Spellseeker, I'm going to put Weird Harvest into my hand.
Okay.
So now it has a tax of 2, but my Priest taps for 4 because Phantasmal Image is an Edric.
I thought Phantasmal
It's
Image was a
Spellseeker.
Oh, it's a Spellseeker. I'm dumb.
Yeah. It's
Three.
extra 3.
3.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Sure.
So I'm going to cast Weird Harvest for 2. Each player may search his or her library for up to 2 creature cards and put them into our hands.
Okay.
Are you going to pay the 1?
I am not going to pay the 1.
Okay.
Any effects?
No.
Nope.
All right, let's do it. Alrighty, so I am going to reveal Ancestral Statue and Walking Ballista.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to reveal Gilded Drake and a very sad Hushwing Griff that I can't cast because I was memeing about making the angels and potentially blocking this Ringmare.
I got a Dockside Extortionist and a Thassa's Oracle.
I
Yikes.
got a Nomads on Court and a Cephalid Illusionist.
Oh, I know what those do.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow, sure I'm glad it's my turn. Hey, how many counters does this Animar have?
1.
Well, it's 4.
Oh.
I'm going to cast this Ancestral Statue for free.
Yeah, you
Trigger
did.
Animar.
I would like to cast Hushwing Griff. I can't, but I sure would like
You
to.
sure like to.
Absolutely. I'm not paying the 1.
Thank
This
you. Let's see what we get. Ooh, that's pretty spicy.
one. Any
I like
effects?
spicy. No effects.
He's going to enter, trigger, and return himself.
Okay.
Then, because now Animar has 5 counters, I'm going to pay the 1. Cast this Ancestral
You
Statue.
can't.
I
It's
can't?
It's not casting the creature.
Ah,
Not part
Alex
of the
gets to
casting
draw a
rules.
bunch of cards?
Yeah, he'll
This
draw
is
1
not
for
great
each
me.
time you cast it. Unless you want to
Do
pay.
you want to demonstrate a looped?
Yeah, I am going to do this. How many times do I need to do it? This needs to make 26 plus 35 plus 35 is 96. I have to do this 100 and
So Alex is going to
Yeah,
draw
I'm
his
going to do
deck
this
and
200
stop.
times.
I'm just going to pick this up and see if I have any answers, and then we'll go from there.
For sure. I guess, would you like to say that my Animar has your deck's worth of cards counters on it?
It's a May ability, so
Yeah.
I'll just draw
Okay,
until
sure.
I don't need to draw.
There's...
Oh, come back. All right, I have most of my deck in my hand.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Thoughts, questions, concerns?
You can put whatever you need to put on the stack on the stack.
Okay. This will bounce itself one last time, I suppose.
Sure.
And then when my Animar has 200 counters on it, I would like to cast a Walking Ballista for X equals 100.
X equals 100.
Only 100?
Only
Okay.
100.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
I would like to machine gun Jim 26 times.
Yep.
I would like to machine gun Alex 35 times.
Yep.
And I would like to machine gun Maddie 35 times. Blah, blah.
You got it.
My guy still has 4 counters on it.
Nice.
Good.
Very
I
nice.
did say 100.
Yeah, that was...
I was not expecting that. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Phantasmal Image being a 1-card win con because Maddie had a Spellseeker in play.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Yeah. I think I made some poor decisions in the very early game. Starting with my mulligan, I think that the non-creature hate was not as effective as I wanted it to be, playing into a creature-heavy board on your side of the table.
Yeah.
It obviously didn't stop Elliot at all. It minorly inconvenienced Maddie and basically took Alex out of the game.
Sure did.
But specifically the turn after I cast the Luminarch Ascension. So I've got 3 counters on it on its first way around the board. Then it came to me and I chose to cast Tymna for a blocker. But I only needed to get 1 counter on the next round around the board for it to be online before I untapped. So rather than paying 3 mana for Tymna and having not enough to activate it 1 more time, because I tapped the Mana Crypt and throated a
Right.
colorless. I think what I should have done, because I'm fairly certain I would have gotten a counter on Elliot's end step, and I could have acted. Yeah, I could have held priority in your end step, let the counter get put on there, and make 2 angels and untapped with 2 angels.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not sure it would have made a huge difference, but it was definitely the way I should have gone there.
I really regretted putting the Wear Tear under.
Yeah,
Right.
with the Luminarch Ascension Thorn on
no.
Jim's side.
On the
Yikes.
other hand, though, I didn't have any access to red mana until like turn 4, so it wouldn't have made that big a difference.
Yeah.
I guess. No, sorry. Whenever I drew the City of Brass.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I think like when Maddie attacked me with the Vryn Wingmare and I had the opportunity to block it, I probably also should have. Okay, so there's two lines that I could have taken there. Well, there was 3, and I took the worst one out of the 3, I think. First one is I activated Luminarch Ascension twice to make 2 angels before I thought about whether I wanted to block. So I committed my resources there to toss down a couple angels that did nothing.
Yeah.
While I was looking for the angel tokens, I decided that I didn't want to block because I figured I would want the non-creature tax there.
Right.
I didn't realize that you were that close to winning.
I didn't either.
But then
I
when you
didn't.
cast Weird Harvest, and I'm like, oh, I could have just gotten a Hushwing Gryph and cast it in response to the Ancestral Statue cast the
Yeah.
first time, had I left that mana up. So, yeah, it's interesting. If we play another game, I think we are going to play another game with these decks specifically. I'm going to mulligan a little bit differently for sure.
For sure. Seems good.
Yeah. I my hand was these 3 cards.
Okay.
And this outside of before I drew the Phantasmal Image off of the Edric triggers, I was just like, oh, whatever. We just like slam this 2 mana Consecrated Sphinx and
Yep.
go ham. But Maddie did have the Cyclonic Rift already
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
point, so she was just going to overload it on her turn. So
Yeah.
I was only going to draw.
Well, you might have drawn a lot because our temptation there would have been to draw cards off Edric, right?
Yeah,
Right.
But I don't know, maybe we just don't draw cards off of Edric with the Consecrated Sphinx in play.
Well,
Or
I
with the
also had
Ensnare Bridge in play.
I also had Alms Collector in hand, so it would have been me drawing a lot of cards.
Would it? There's separate instances of card draw. I don't think Alms
I was talking about
apply.
the Consecrated Sphinx.
Right. So it would be you would each draw 1 instead of Elliot drawing 2.
yeah.
There'd be, interesting. Actually, that would be, it would reverse it, right? Because you would draw a card, that triggers Consecrated Sphinx, and then the Consecrated Sphinx trigger gets replaced with you each drawing a card.
Mhm.
So Alex would draw 2 and Elliot would draw 1.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that doesn't
That's
sound
weird.
right.
Huh?
Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
So that's it for this week. I don't think we're going to do a double up, but we are definitely going to do another episode with these decks next time. So that'll be up in a couple weeks, and we will see you then.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Spike Feeders on YouTube. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. And you can click this link to check out our other great videos.